Hello to our 14 subscribers and whoever else is watching this video. It's Melvin from the Architects, and I'm about to make an Xbox One versus PlayStation 4 comparison video. And before I start, I just want to say this. I'm not a fan of either. I don't hate either. Well, I make fun of them, but I don't hate either. But I'm a PC gamer myself, and I'm not planning to get any next-gen console anytime soon. Not for a long time. So I'm just saying that before so you guys know I'm not a fanboy of either. So, what I want to start with is power. Now, the power doesn't really matter for either console because the games are, they're optimized and they're made for the console, so you're not really going to see much difference, but the PlayStation 4 is significantly more powerful because a lot of the games on the PS4 are high resolution, especially Battlefield 4, which you can see in this video. On the PlayStation 4, it's 900p. On the Xbox One, it's 720p. And you may say, oh, it's not really a big deal, but it is. Anti-aliasing and the whole detail of the game looks better in high resolution. And it looks more crisp, it looks more sharp. And high resolution is always a better thing. But they both, still play at 60 frames, which is good, but the Xbox One has some problems with the resolution right now. But I don't want to get too much into that. So power-wise, the PS4 is more powerful, but it's not a huge thing, but it still matters. Next, I want to talk about the cost. The Xbox One costs $500. The PS4 costs $400, and it's a $100 difference only. And only, I really shouldn't say only because to a lot of people it's a big deal, and it is a big deal to a lot of people. But the Xbox One costs more because it comes with a Kinect, which I'm going to talk about later. But I think the PS4 it really has a big advantage here because a lot of those filthy casual players will just walk by and they'll see the consoles and they'll be like, oh, I don't know which one to get. And they'll see that the PlayStation 4 is $100 cheaper and they won't know anything about either. They'll see, oh, this one's cheaper. I've heard a lot of shit about the Xbox after the whole E3 thing. They probably don't even know what E3 is, but they'll probably think, oh, this one's cheaper. I've heard a lot of bad things about the Xbox. I'm going to buy this one. So the cost is good for filthy casuals and a lot of hardcore players, but the cost does make a difference. Next, I'm going to talk about the games. And the games, okay, right now, it's not even close. Xbox has the advantage because right now, the Xbox One has Titanfall, Dead Rising 3, Killer Instinct, Crimson Dragon, Forza, holy shit, Forza is good. And Titanfall is huge. They have Rise, Son of Rome, which is, it's just your typical Crytek game where everything looks amazing. And they don't really care about the game, but then they still have Halo going, and Project Spark, Sunset Overdrive, Quantum Break, which looks really cool. Whereas the PS4 has Killzone, which has never really been that good of a game, but it's not bad. The only reason it was created was to compete with Halo, but it's not a bad game or anything. They have Knack, which is an interesting game, but it's not good unless you're playing co-op. It's not a good single-player game, but it does look pretty good. They have Octodad, Deadliest Catch. I have no idea. I'm just reading this off something. I don't know what that is. They have the Order 1886, which I don't know much about, actually, so I can't really say much. And they have Infamous Second Son, which looks really, really cool. They have Drive Club to compete with Forza and Gran Turismo, but, you can't compete with that. What else? Yeah, that's mostly the games right now that I know of. But the Xbox One does have the advantage over games right now, but the PS4 still has Naughty Dog to make all those amazing games like Uncharted, The Last of Us, all that. And next, I'm going to talk about the controller. I haven't used the PS4 controller, but I've heard a lot of good things about it, how it's a lot better, and the L2 and R2 buttons feel a lot better, because on the PS3, the controller for the PS3 is pretty shitty. It was convex instead of concave, which is terrible. I don't know why you would do that. It just felt like shit, but I've used the Xbox One controller, and I think it is better than 360 controller, and it's really good. Probably one of the best controllers ever made. Next, I'm going to talk about the apps and the operating system. The Xbox One is way better for the operating system. The PS4 is good for gaming, but that's all it does. It can't do anything besides that. It can do some things, but the Xbox One is a really good media center, and just by far it's better. The whole snapping and all the switching and the Kinect and all that. And speaking of the Kinect, I'm going to talk about the cameras now. The cameras, I haven't used a PlayStation Eye or camera or whatever they call it now, but The Connect is really cool, but the mic doesn't sound that good, but the video quality is really nice, and talking to it is nice. But sometimes it'll really piss you off because you're watching a YouTube video, and every 3 seconds, like you're talking to your friend, and it'll come up and try to hear what you're saying and shit. It's really annoying, but I think it is a lot better than the PlayStation camera from what I've seen. And last but not least, the online servers. Xbox Live has always been good, and it never got like hacked like PSN did in 2011 or 10, if I remember correctly. But Xbox Live has like a bajillion more servers, so that's a really good thing. But PSN also has those free games, but Xbox is going to do that too. So it's pretty even here, even though I think Xbox Live costs $10 more, $60, and then $50 for PSN. But overall, right now, what I think is the console to buy is... I don't know. I can't pick, so I'm sorry to give you blue balls right there, but they're both really great consoles, but Xbox One is more of a whole, media thing, and games. But PS4 is more of just a games thing, so that's my opinion on the consoles. Xbox One for media and games, PS4 for just games, and all the advantages, disadvantages were said in this video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please subscribe.